I guess they can't. Yes, I guess if you can't hear me, you can't hear me.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah, good point, good point.
When it's the second time, it's not as fun.
Right over there? Yeah, oh, no, you're going to be, hey, if you came up here from the Attorney General's office, we're going to, yeah. Okay.
Never.
I know. Okay. Yeah, you're on trial. This is okay. Okay. It is 9:32. I will open up the meeting. This is Region 4 Local Government to have our meeting to not only nominate a board member that will be on the First Foundation Board, but also we will be introducing our group that is the Project Review Committee. I first want to thank, on behalf of the County Commissioners, Sean Sikora and Jeff Arnett, we really appreciate you coming here. I'd like to just give an explanation of why we are here. What happened, and we're very excited that we have some special guests here too, and we will introduce them in a second. But to my right is Jonathan Board, who was our board member, who, it's so great to say something positive about the state, made a great decision in choosing him as our executive director. Therefore, that meant that we had an opening. Now, I must admit that when we sent out the information, we thought, let's go with the second person and see if that was legally possible. In the interim, the First Foundation Board came up with bylaws, which is fantastic. They posted the bylaws, which is great. They just never sent them to us, so we didn't know about it. So we had our election before the bylaws. The bylaws are now in effect, and we received a message, as you can see, that said, no, we better go through the process and request the process again. As we have here, and what I'm going to do is turn behind me. We have Mr. John Jenkins, that many of you know, what is your guru title? Face it.
Well, I'm the administrator for the Qualified Settlement Fund that kind of handles the bigger pile of money, and then I'm also the CPA for the foundation as well now.
Okay, so he's the key person that when we need money, that's who we're going to. Okay. We then have the Attorney General's office. You just want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Stephen Travis. I'm General Counsel for the West Virginia Attorney General's office. And I have been involved primarily in the formation of the West Virginia First Foundation. And I will echo the thoughts that we are incredibly proud that Mr. Board has agreed to lead that foundation as its first executive director.
Fantastic. Pam, you want to come up to the speaker?
I'm Pam Krashansky, and I'm the field rep for North Central West Virginia for the Attorney General's office.
Okay. We have behind me Renetta McClure and Colleen Coombe with Montague County. And basically, again, thank you for coming. We have a number of people also on teams that we are going to ask if you would mute yourself, but then when we ask you to speak, we'll take our time, and feel free to unmute yourself, and we'll figure out. It was difficult at the Mon County Center because the echoes, and we weren't really sure how we were going to do it. So again, I want to thank everyone for coming here, and my goal is to be out of here no later than 10:45 and possibly 10:30. And then anyone can stay afterwards as long as your parking meter doesn't run out. So we really do appreciate it. I'm not introducing this individual yet until I see you'll understand. I think many of you know Mr. Dower, but I'll explain that. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do a roll call of voting delegates present. I do want to make it clear, we are also taping this program. It's not live, but it will go on so that you can go back and anybody who has a question or a concern can understand the process and what we went through. Also, when we do the roll call, if each city or county can fight among themselves, who's going to be the person who's going to be representing the city or county. So if there's 3 people here from Preston County, for example, only one will be speaking and voting. So with that, I will turn it behind me. Do we have, Colleen, you have a list?
Unknown caller.
Oh, another call, okay. Would you be willing to go down and then just, thank you, and then we'll do who's here.
There is a phone number, it's 304-439-4698.
That's Christy Tenney from Upshur County, County Commissioner.
Thank you, okay.
304-517-8775.
Annie Shattuck, the town of West Milford.
West Milford, thank you.
304-695-0477.
Sam Jerkin, Taylor County Commission.
Great.
Agnes Queen.
Here.
Lewis County, correct?
Lewis County.
Okay.
Al Thompson.
I'm here and I represent the town of Davis.
Great.
Brianna Collins, but she is on the project review committee.
Okay.
Correct, Brianna?
So I'm here. I'm with the Taylor County Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
Right. But she's also on the review committee, correct?
Lola Burke is also on the review committee.
Yes.
Tom?
Yes, I'm here from Preston County.
Okay, perfect.
Cindy Stover. Is she on that list?
Stover.
Cindy.
Yes.
What-
Cindy Stover, town of Whitehall, and I'm the
Great.
town administrator here.
Okay.
Dave Oliverio.
Yes, I'm here.
Who's he represent?
Who are you representing?
Dave, who do you represent?
Town of Lost Creek.
Okay, thank you.
Dawn Smith.
Yep.
Preston County.
Preston County.
Okay, thanks. Yep.
Kimberly Betcher. I hope I said that right.
It's Becker, just for
Sorry.
okay, and I'm Braxton County.
Okay.
Kimberly Harris.
Kimberly Harrison, here, City of Weston.
Great. We got a lot.
David Straight.
Last time.
Yes. I just got on. Dave Straight. I am the ER director at Broadus Hospital in Philippi and represent the Barber County Commission as a commissioner as well.
Great.
Mark Sauver.
Yeah.
Mark.
I have nothing on him.
I have an email from him, but I don't.
Okay, we'll come back to him.
Paula Graves.
I'm here. I represent the city of Fairmont.
Great.
Randy Britton.
Randy Britton.
Randy.
Yeah, yeah.
She's Dr. Okay.
Davidge, okay.
Sharon Doyle.
Sharon Doyle, Mayor, representing the town of Star City.
Susan Martino, she's with the Commissioners Association, and I'm Susan Thomas.
Susan Thomas, Harrison County Commission.
Great.
And I will tell you here in a second who
Okay.
Mark's with.
Yes, I did announce it is being recorded. Okay. First of all, we have a lot more people than the last time, and this is fantastic. I think there's a lot of interest that we're moving forward. We're getting very close to not only choosing a representative, but also to meet with our panel. And as you can see in the agenda, the process and what we're going to do. At this time, we did have 2 nominees we received in advance, okay? Jonathan Dower, who was selected by the city of Morgantown. And then we had, we received a letter from Jessica Belt to nominate James H. Berry. Is he here? Okay, we did call him. We never received anything. We believe he was recommended by Fairmont or the city of Fairmont. Okay, so those are the 2 nominees that we received ahead of time. I am now, before I introduce anyone else, I ask, are there any nominations from the floor or from the computer teams to nominate an individual? I'll look at the floor first. Okay, seeing none, I'm now looking at teams. Is there anybody who wants to unmute and nominate someone? Great, we're going to be out of here earlier. Okay, I will close the nominations. We have 2 nominations, and I think I will ask Mr. Dower to introduce himself, and then I will read, because I think it's important to read the recommendation from Fairmont and Jessica Belt. So if you want to go to the mic, so that way everyone can hear. And you can face us because the camera's going to be, yeah.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Dower. I go by John. I'm a person in long-term recovery, but I'm also someone that teaches addiction at West Virginia University, both on the undergraduate and graduate level. I am lucky enough to be an executive director of an addiction-focused company called WVSL Solutions, and have the full support of my board to be able to advocate for Region 4. That means a lot to me that there's this money coming into the state. There are a lot of individuals that have been impacted. There are a lot of businesses that have been impacted, and we can do something to change it. I see this as a legacy. This money is either going to be used to really change lives and bring money to support the cities and counties and individuals impacted by substance use disorder, or it's going to be like the tobacco settlement funds and be used for things that aren't making an impact inside of our state. Should I be elected, my goal would be to advocate and be the voice for Region 4, but certainly also to listen to the constituents. What do they need? What issues are they facing? And how can I be of service to them so that I can be their voice on the West Virginia First Foundation Board? Outside of that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but I really appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The second nominee is James H. Berry, DO for the, and this was nominated by Jessica Belt, AVP, Behavioral Medicine and Psychiatry, the city of Fairmont. And I just want to read, Dr. Berry brings a wealth of experience being board certified in both general psychiatry and addiction psychiatry. His extensive expertise, dedication, and remarkable contributions make him ideal for this role. Throughout his career, Dr. Berry has been at the forefront of addressing the addiction crisis in Appalachia. He and his colleagues at WVU developed innovative community-based treatment models that have garnered national recognition. Dr. Berry has been a dedicated clinician and educator in West Virginia since the early days of the addiction epidemic. He is a proud recipient of the Addiction Policy Forum's Pillar of Excellence Award for Addiction Treatment, WVDHHR's inaugural Medical Provider Award for Advancement of Quality Addiction Care, and WVU School of Medicine's Distinguished Teacher Award. Dr. Berry's advocacy efforts have brought attention to the plight of individuals facing mental illness and addiction, leading to impactful engagements in local, state, and national media. In view of this impressive work and unwavering commitment to advancing addiction care, Dr. Berry's expertise will be undeniably contribute to the success of the West Virginia First Foundation's mission. I just want to verify, is there anyone from either the city of Fairmont or Jessica Belt, or is Dr. Berry on the teams who would like to say something? Just making sure. Okay, since we have both nominations, and I'm also glad that we were able to send out the letters and the resumes, so everyone has a copy of it, so it isn't that we're just adding anyone new. So I really appreciate everyone coming. What we're now going to do is, since the nominations are closed, we must follow the procedure, which is we will call the city or the county. We will ask for you to come up to the speaker, or we'll first do the ones here first, that will come up to the microphone, give the specific name, and then you will fill out the form, and then we will hand it to Mr. Jenkins, or not. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, I apologize. Okay. Well, what we will do, I apologize again on the roll. We didn't do the roll call of the people who were in this room. So I apologize for that. So after we do the roll call, then we will have you go first with the nominations, then we'll do with the teams, and I do apologize. So on the first row, Joe, do you want to just?
Joe Abuganam.
Yeah, you have to, sorry.
I'm Joe Abuganam with the City of Morgantown Deputy Mayor.
Okay. Is there anyone?
Lisa Godwin, Braxton County Commission.
Thank you. Are you with the same? Are you? So you're all together?
Brian, you can come up.
Yeah, right, yeah. Just,
Brian Snyder, Mayor of Albury.
great. One.
Patty Lewis, Mayor, Town of Granville.
Okay.
Jerry Marco, Mayor, City of Elkins.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Bob Lucci, Mayor of Westover.
Thank you. What?
Get everybody looking at me. Kevin Kepling, representative of the City of Parsons in the Mayor's office in Tucker County.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? I have a post here. That was what I was. Okay, so we have all our voting cities and counties, and I apologize for not doing the roll call with you all. Now that we have all the roll call.
Wait.
Nope.
There's been a couple of people join online.
Oh, good.
We need to recognize.
Okay.
Melanie Thompson, I think, was one.
Okay, hold on. We have Melanie Thompson.
Yes, representing Town of Granttown and Marion County.
Okay, thank you.
And then there's a phone number, 813-893-0221.
It's Tiffany South from the city of Clarksburg.
Great. Thank you.
She's the representative from the city of Clarksburg.
Yes.
She's also on the project review committee too, isn't she?
Harrison County.
Yes,
Tiffany
I am.
Finn.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
She is voting on the city.
But you are voting for the city of Clarksburg, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany. I apologize. I wish we could all just do face-to-face, but this is I apologize if it looks out of order, but we are trying to get this so everyone is treated fairly. And the key that we want to get across is whether you're a small city like Parsons or a large city like Morgantown, everyone is facing the crisis and everyone is going to be an equal partner in discussions. And I think that's why I'm really glad that the Attorney General's office here and Mr. Board's here, because he can see that we are one of the few regions that all work together. And I want to thank you again for showing up. With that, we're going to start. Can I start?
Well, I would just make sure that everybody that's been on, that's online, has been recognized. We want to make sure.
Has there anybody that we have not recognized who came on, who's online, that you can unmute to make sure and we can verify?
Okay, I'd say you're good then.
Okay. How do you want to, you have the list down, or should I just do?
You have a list for him?
Well, I don't have the overall list.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know how you want me to do this.
Do you just want to go down through the list like this?
Yeah.
Online? You want to do online first?
We're going to do online first, and that way you have the papers. Okay. Hold on.
Hold on, let me come down there with you.
Okay, we're going to come down, again.
No, you're good, you're good, yeah.
This is what happens when you have this many cities and this many counties. What's it, 76, I think?
Whatever.
Yeah.
See, Upshur County Commission.
Okay. We are asking for Upshur County Commission, Christy Tenney, to, who are you nominating?
Voting for.
I mean, who are you voting for? Sorry.
Yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who are you voting for? Who is your vote for? We have
The
two.
vote is for Mr. Dower.
Okay, thank you. Is someone writing it? Okay, thank you.
Her name is Ann.
Okay.
Tuck. Ann from West Milford.
Ann from West Milford.
Mr. Dower.
Thank you.
Sam Gurkin.
Sam Gherkin from Taylor County Commission.
Taylor County chooses Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Agnes
Queen.
Queen from Lewis County.
Mr. Dower.
Okay.
Al
Al Thompson from Davis.
Mr. Dower also.
Okay.
Whitehall.
Whitehall.
Mr. Dower.
Okay. Lost Creek.
Mr. Dower also.
Okay. Mr. Smith from Preston County.
Gonna be Mr. Dower, please.
Could be Braxton County.
Braxton County's here.
Braxton County. If you want to come up, state it, and then I'm going to make you.
Jonathan Dower.
Okay.
Barber County.
Okay. Barber County.
Barber County Commission votes for Mr. Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Glenville.
City of Glenville is Mr. Dower.
Okay. Fairmont.
City of Fairmont is Jim Sperry.
Okay, thank you.
Doddridge County.
Doddridge County. Thank you. No, we just got it. Doddridge County, Randy Britton.
Randy, we can't hear you. Can you send your vote in the chat?
For about 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. Star City, Sharon Doyle.
Town of Star City supports Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Okay. Harrison County.
Harrison County supports Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Grant Town.
Town of Granttown supports Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Clarksburg.
This is Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Then we'll do the ones here. Okay, we're gonna, now, if we could do the same direction, Joe, if you wanna, so you, and then come over and then sign the form.
City of Morgantown casts its vote for Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Albright.
Jonathan Dower.
Thank you. If you could, yeah. Thank you. Which one? Granville.
Town of Granville votes for Jonathan Dower.
Okay. Thank you.
Potentially.
Elkins.
Elkins votes for John Dower.
Okay. We have Westover.
City of Westover, John Dower.
Thank you. Parsons. Thank you.
City of Parsons, please support Jonathan Dower.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any city or county that we did not call?
Yes, City of Weston.
Okay, thank you.
Who's representing the City of Weston? Kidham Harrison.
Okay. And who do you vote for?
Jonathan Dower.
Okay, thank you. Apologize. Is there anyone else that I missed? Okay.
Randy Britton, did she respond?
She does, she said, Dower.
Okay, Randy Britton did submit, and that's from where?
Doddridge County.
Doddridge County, and they went for Mr. Dower. Okay. Thank you very much. We will count the ballots, and then I will allow Mr. Jenkins later on to give the unofficial result and so on. As I said, we are very pleased to have Mr. Jonathan Board here. And would you rather go after we introduce the individuals, or would you like to speak now?
Whatever you prefer.
Okay.
Happy to welcome our next board member too, so whatever.
Okay, so what I'd like to do now is, you all have a sheet of paper now. We will send to the,
You didn't submit a vote. Thank you.
oh, Montague County, sorry, is Jonathan Dower. I got so excited with everything else. Thank you. See, that's why we need everybody here, to make sure that we don't have any fake news and fake votes. So, with that, again, I want to thank, also, we have people here, and again, teams, we will send you a sheet of paper, but we handed out here a list of the 16 of the 26 possible individuals that have decided to be on the project review committee. And I want this really clear, that this is probably one of the most exciting boards and one of the most important boards that you may ever be on. You are at the cutting edge, and you will be at the cutting edge of how we're going to be dealing with the opioid crisis in West Virginia. And we are thrilled to have you be nominated and be a part of this board. Again, we don't know the process yet, and that's why Mr. Board is here to just generally give a general discussion, but we are talking the possibility of $1 billion. And I'm going to be upfront, I do not want to see from our area what happened with the tobacco industry and the tobacco funding. And I see that by as many people as we have here in this room, that we are going to make sure that we're going to come up with programs that will help each of our communities and be an ongoing process. So with that, I am going to list the name, and I'm going to ask you for about 30 seconds to a minute. Just introduce who you are and something about yourself. And if you took the time to come here, we think it's important that everyone at least puts a face with the name. So I'm going to start with Barber County, David Straight. Are you here? I think you're on the computer. Yes. Hello, David.
Hi there.
You want to just give a little bit, 30 seconds to 1 minute?
Sure. My name is David Straight. I'm a county commissioner here in Barber County in my first term. Hopefully not my last. I run the emergency department at Broadus Hospital. I've been a critical care director for WVU Medicine, and I'm trying to climb back down the ladder, so to speak, in my career. I have seen opioids take over our state in many different ways. I have battled from the inside out and from the outside in what drugs in general and opioids have done to this state. So I'm proud to be a part of this team and look forward to doing what I can to help move forward.
Oh. If you could see if there's anyone else. Okay. Lisa Godwin.
She's here.
She's here. Hey, Lisa, come on down. And if you say where you're from, too.
I'm Lisa Godwin. I'm from Braxton County. I'm on the commission. I'm going into my second term. I also work full-time at Summit Media Radio in Braxton County, which covers, 2/3 of West Virginia. We're starting to have a lot of issues in our county with homelessness, which is due to the opioids. So I'm hoping with this funding we can reach out and start helping more what Braxton County and our region needs.
Thank you very much. Dr. Kimberly Becker, is she?
She's online.
Is she online?
Yeah.
I am, sorry, I'm out of town.
Oh, hi.
I am the Braxton Health Officer, and I'm also the Chief Medical Officer for Community Care of West Virginia that spans quite a few counties in our service area in this region.
Okay. Thank you. Randy Britton? Is Randy Britton here from Dobbins?
She's online.
Okay, online, Randy Britton. I see. There you go. Are you able to unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, sorry, I'm having trouble with my computer. I am the commission assistant in Doddridge. I'm also on the board for our day report center. We are really looking to try and make an effort to focus on recovery, and hopefully this will help us.
Thank you for being on. Brenda Smith, is she here from Gilmer County? I don't think so either, but that's all right. But just so you know, we have a Brenda Smith from Gilmer County. Michael Tillman. Mike, come on down.
Thank you. Mike Tillman from Lost Creek, West Virginia. Hello, Mr. Mayor. On the phone. Father of 5, grandfather of 5. I'm a nurse, 30-year resident in Harrison County, and retired CEO of United Hospital Center.
Wow. Great. Okay. Yeah. Tiffany Fell, I know she's online.
I'm online now.
Okay, go ahead.
Tiffany Fell, I'm the city manager of Clarksburg. About myself, I have been here for just over a year. I'm a mom of 10. And for the city of Clarksburg, we're on this committee, we're really looking to make sure that this money is spent on the issues of helping people who are unhoused and those that are addicted. We want to make sure that we see great results from utilizing this money. in a proper fashion. So very excited to be on the committee to make sure that the initiatives that come forward will have a great impact on everybody's community across West Virginia.
Thank you. Agnes Queen. Hi, Agnes again. Hello.
Hello, I'm Agnes Queen from Lewis County. I am excited to be on this committee. My baby brother, is actually a recovering addict, so I do understand his side and our side as far as family members and as an elected officials of what happens within your communities and what can actually help those in need and what works and what doesn't work. So I'm excited to be here and hope that I can help other individuals like my brother.
Thank you. Is Kim Harrison Edwards on? Yes?
She's on.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, Kim.
Hi, I'm the mayor, second term for the city of Weston, and our issues are not unique. They're shared by everyone who's serving on this board. And as everyone else, we're just looking for a humane, positive approach to handling these issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Courtney Sarah, come on down. Hi, Courtney.
I'm Courtney Sierra. I'm a resident of Star City here in Mon County. I am a physician assistant practicing in psychiatry and addiction medicine, and also have a very close tie to opioid epidemic. I've lost 2 very close family members, so something very close to me both personally and professionally. So really looking forward to working with everyone.
Thank you. Dr. Lola Burke. Is she online? Hi, there you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Lola Burke. I'm a family and addiction medicine physician, and been practicing family medicine since 2011 and addiction medicine since 2018. And about almost 4 years ago, we started the recovery care clinic at Preston Memorial Hospital in Kingwood. So, yeah, just passionate about this as well, and really hoping we can have some meaningful and long-term solutions for this issue.
Thank you. Chief Travis Bennett. Is he on? No. Okay, no problem. Brianna Collins from Taylor County. Is she on?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Bree.
so,
Oh, there you are.
sorry.
That's all right.
I'm Brianna Collins. I am a lifelong resident of Taylor County, and I work for the Taylor County Prosecutor's Office as a legal assistant. I am also a person in long-term recovery, so this initiative means a lot to me, so I would like to see a lot of useful programs that we can actually implement and help people to move forward.
Thank you. Dr. Cynthia Colson. Hi, come on down. Long time no see.
Hello, I'm Cynthia Colson, and I have retired my licensed professional counseling degree, and I worked 20 years, though, in the educational system as a school counselor. Then I moved into educational leadership, was superintendent for a number of counties, and I ended my educational degree teaching superintendents at Marshall University. Now, I am working with our On-Track program in Parsons, with Parsons Revitalization Organization. We're going to do everything we can to try to keep drugs out of our lovely little city. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Christy Tenney. Hi, Christy.
Hi, Mr. Bloom. I am a county commissioner here in Upshur County. I've been on the commission since 2019. I'm honored to be a conduit and a representation here for the Upshur County Commission. And just like everyone else, we're struggling here in Upshur County with the increase in addiction, and just want to help to find a solution, not just throw money at a problem, just like was stated earlier.
Thank you. As the group can see, we have 16 individuals who are not only well qualified, but an eclectic group that covers all different areas, from prosecuting attorney to political to nurse to day report center to CEOs hospital. Honestly, this is a very impressive group of individuals, and I think we should all be proud that our region has these individuals who will be working to what I like the last person, or Brianna mentioned, useful solutions. And I think that is the key that we now want to do. It is time to come up with programs that work, that can continue to work, and when the money's gone, the communities will continue to fund these types of programs. So with that, I'm going to say I'd like to introduce Mr. Jonathan Board, who could just give a general background of where we are, what's going on, and really appreciate you taking the time to be here. Yes.
Well, it's a privilege to be here with all of you today. I know many of you, and certainly most of you that I don't know, I look forward to getting in touch with. So the West Virginia First Foundation is extremely unique in all of, frankly, the states that have gone through this process. And I applaud our Attorney General and all the others that were involved in this, and certainly our legislatures who recognized that the need here was immediate. And because of that, they took the opportunity to publicly create a private foundation that could move at the speed of this public health crisis. We fully appreciate and understand that we do not exist but for the fact that people have suffered and died. And so there's a certain gravity and a certain reverence in everything that we do. And we recognize that from every penny that we spend to every conversation that we have. We like to keep that top of mind, and we should. And I appreciate now this region being represented again. I was privileged to be your board member for a few months. And now I'm really honored to serve as the executive director of the West Virginia First Foundation. We have an incredible board, folks who themselves have gone through recovery, folks from very high levels in health policy and healthcare to community involvement and engagement. It runs the gamut because we understand that we have to have those voices. We have to have a diverse group of individuals. We embrace the fact that we are private, but we also strongly believe in transparency. And so I think we've found the sweet spot of marrying those two things together. And we're really excited. I love going through this list. I recognize a lot of folks on this list. I'm sure that you all will work very closely with the expert panel, the regional expert panel, and of course the statewide expert panel. Of course, your board member, who I think we all know who that is, but we're waiting with bated breath to hear, and of course the foundation itself. I'm privileged to be from this neck of the woods, but I'll tell you, I've had a great privilege of traveling throughout the state, meeting with folks from every region here in just the last few weeks. This is day 4 for me on the job, and so learning a lot there too. To be sure, we are standing up from nothing, which is a good thing. We have an opportunity to learn from the mistakes of the past. We heard about the different settlements in the past here in the state, and we know that maybe we would have liked those to go a different direction. I know the tobacco settlement, 3% went to abatement. That's not going to happen this time around. And it's not going to happen not because of anyone making mistakes in the past, but because we're really focused on the future. We have amazing people who have come alongside. There is, of course, the Qualified Settlement Funds, QSF, that's going directly to our municipalities and our governances. That we don't really have any involvement in. Then we have the foundation side, and then the traditional requirements on a private foundation of that 5% to go back. So there are these different tranches of money that will go out. Our goal is to get money into the hands of the doers as quickly as possible. You are the boots on the ground, and we want to remove ourselves as best possible and make sure you have the tools that you need to succeed and to help your communities heal. And so with that, obviously we're going through those processes now. Our goal is to make them very predictable, to make them as little burden as possible. but to make sure on the back end it's very clear what those returns are. We want to make sure that we come alongside and we're good partners in this process. I don't know if we have unofficial results yet.
Yes, we did.
Well,
We did.
before we do that,
Oh, okay.
I just have to clarify, to follow the meetings that we did last time, we set up a quorum was that we had to have a majority of the counties, which means 7 different counties or cities from the counties would be here in this meeting. And my first question is, do we have a legitimate quorum? Are there at least 7 cities or counties total that are here?
Yes.
Fine. Now we can ask for the unofficial.
Mr. Dower has been elected as the regional director for Region 4.
Congratulations, Mr. Dower. Well, if I may, on behalf of our chairman, Matt Harvey, and our executive team and the entire board, welcome to the board. And I want to congratulate you. It's good to have a full board again and a representative from this region. We look forward to working with you and infusing your knowledge into that which is already gathered. So welcome, Mr. Dower.
Thank you. We have about 10 minutes left because I could say we could get everyone out of here at 10:30. What I'd like to do, since Mr. Board is here and also the Attorney General's office is here, if there is anyone who in this room would like to ask a general question or a question about anything, or anyone who's online that has any specific questions or concerns, this would be a great time while we have both parties here, does anyone have any specific questions? Looking around to see if anyone raises. I'll throw out the first one. What is the next process of when the applications may be available, and what are the next steps that you see happening?
Right. So there are 2 really important distinctions. One is QSF, and I'm thankful that we have John here who can speak to that. That's monies that go direct to the municipalities, to the county commissions, and of course the foundation doesn't dictate where that goes or how that goes. You've got a great a group here that will help you and assist you in that. The other is we are, I think, very close to making an announcement of how that process will go through the foundation itself. There's that 24.5% that goes direct to you all, and then another 72.5% that stays with the foundation. And that application process, again, as I mentioned, we'll make that as little burden as possible, but definitely on the back end, we want to make sure that we're good partners and making sure that folks have the tools that they need and as quick as possible.
Is there anything you want to state, or?
No, I would just say the expectation for the local government payments will be annual payments is the expectation. Obviously, that's ultimately up to the approval of the court, which is the mass litigation panel. As if you recall, we issued payments in Q4 last year around December. I'm not ultimately in control of when the payments are made, but my expectation would be it would probably be that going forward as well. Same thing goes with the foundation. The foundation receives their share at the same time that the local governments receive theirs.
Good question.
Does anyone have, please come on down. Great. Emily Mazzarelli from the City of Morgantown, Assistant City Manager.
Thank you. So we answered my first question, if those were to be expected to be annual payments. I guess my second question would be, is the amount that was received is what should be expected on that annual basis? And then can you, I guess, talk a little bit about how those amounts were determined?
First question is yes, the anticipation is there will be an annual payment. My guess would be likely Q4 annually. And as far as the payment, it will vary year to year. It's based on these funds are in what's called a qualified settlement fund. So that's a grouping of the settlements from various defendants. There's probably 20 to 25 defendants that are part of this settlement fund. So and they're all structured differently based on how they were negotiated. So most of the settlements were heavily front-ended. They were negotiated that way. So a lot of the money, majority of the money came in that first year. So that initial payment will be your biggest payment. It won't be the same every year. It'll depend on how much money. So your 2024 payment would depend on how much money comes in 2024. So we file quarterly reports with the court annually to show what's been received, and then the court I'm anticipating, quarter four, they'll make a determination, X amount is available to be distributed. Once they approve distribution, then it's allocated by the same percentages as it was the first time. 24.5% goes to local governments, and then that percentages are divided based on the memorandum of understanding that outlines each local government's percentage. So basically, it will vary year to year based on the money that comes in, and the terms of each settlement are different. But your first, I do want to make it clear, your first payment will almost surely be the biggest payment.
Right, okay. Other questions? Is anybody online? Is that Melanie Thompson? Do you have a question?
Yes,
Good.
please. On the annual payments, will those be expected to be added into our general fund budget with the budget amendment? And will we expect an annual report on how those funds were spent? I know they're looking down through the information on how we can use it. It is very targeted. So are we going to fill out a report to show you how we used our funds?
Yes, I'll jump in and you can
Go ahead.
jump in as well.
That's fine.
Yes, the memorandum of understanding specifically outlines there are specific uses of these funds, and it details exactly what these funds can be used for. And there is a reporting process, so all the local governments do need to file a report, and it's on the state fiscal year, so they'll have to file a report from July 1, 23 through June 30th, 2024. So anything that is spent during last fiscal year will be due, and it's not due until April, so it'll be due next April, April of 2025.
Right.
And the foundation is working now. Those reports will be filed through the foundation, and then the foundation reports that to the state legislature. So this foundation will have an online platform for you to file those reports, but those will be due annually. So
You write like a teacher.
there are specific requirements that you have to use those for designated purposes, and it's very detailed outlined in the memorandum of understanding, which is on the West Virginia First Foundation's website, and they're always available to help you with any questions with that as well.
And an important distinction that because that was a Q4 of last year, I don't know if anybody had any time to spend any of that money in the last year. And that's why the report for April would be next April.
If I can interject.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were also notified by the auditor's office that we needed to set up a separate fund for those opioid settlement
Yeah,
funds.
I wouldn't intermingle.
So they should not be intermingled with the general fund at all.
Yeah.
Now, you as a municipality may have a different set of rules, I don't know, but we as counties were told to keep those funds separate.
Is there
Cities
someone?
were told to do that as well.
Okay, good. She said the cities were too. Okay. Is there anyone else online? I do have another question. It's more for the Attorney General's office. Just for clarification, our group from Region 4 would then look at the applications that are coming from our region, then we recommend them, yea or nay, to the expertise group that you're gonna have. Is that not correct? You're gonna have a separate expertise group. That's where it seems to be a little bit confusing, and I just wanna make sure everyone understands the process.
Yeah.
Sure, and I'll take a first stab at it.
Okay.
And Jonathan might jump in here. I think, just so I understand your question, are we referring to money that is received directly by the cities and counties?
No.
Okay.
Your major first foundation, the
Sure.
group that we have, that is the local governance group that's gonna review those applications, that would then be sent over to you. That is how we've interpreted the MOUs.
So they would, if you are seeking funding from the foundation for a project that,
In our
that in your region, that, the fine folks who have agreed to be on that panel,
Yes.
that recommendation or proposal, and I think this is what Jonathan was saying, is that will go to the foundation.
Yeah, okay.
Where it would be evaluated and submitted in the process that I think they are
Yeah.
working very, very hard to get set up as soon as possible. And so that was, how that was envisioned to work would be, the regions come up with ideas of projects that they would like to have funded within their region. Those proposals would be submitted to the West Virginia First Foundation. for their evaluation and an ultimate determination by them as to which programs would be funded through the foundation.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
And
thank you, because that's a confusing between the two, yes.
And I was, and Steve's right, we're still in process as to what that will
Right.
actually look like. I like that you have a region, I know that there are some other kind of regional panels too, where they've put folks together that I think will help inform, these multiple layers that will then get up to your board member who will then kind of present on your behalf. So it's a very, there's a lot of levels of camaraderie before it makes it to the broader board, which I think is really smart, because we need to hear from the boots on the ground rather than sort of by fiat from above say
Exactly.
yes or no. So, yeah.
Any other questions? Yes, please, come on down. I mean,
I think this is the same question, but
Go ahead.
it's because I'm unclear. Perhaps someone could comment on the role of the Local Government Project Review Committee and how it fits into this process.
Yeah, again, I think we're going to see some subtle differences that vary locally. I like this model. I don't know if that will be ultimately a required model or a preferred model or, just a model that exists. Ultimately, you have two layers that are already built in, which is a regional expert panel and a statewide expert panel that will then help inform and work with the board member. This group, I think, will immediately be able to infuse wisdom into the process. But I don't think that any one group has a strong hold as to what is recommended and what isn't. But ultimately, that process will be pretty clear here very soon.
I'm hoping, I'm sure there's never going to be any political interest in getting $1 billion. So therefore, that's why I think our group is to make sure there isn't something like that, and you will be the group, the 16 of you, that really are the expertise to then refer it to the next level. And that's what we're trying to do, to make sure that, as you said, all eyes are watching this and what benefits anything from, and I'll use Parsons as one area, or Morgantown, or Braxton County, and that's what we want, to make sure everyone's treated equitably.
Yeah, as a former board member of this region, I can tell you it's the largest region by counties, I believe, and it is certainly the largest by population. So it is very hard. I tried to get to all of I think we have 13 counties. I tried to get to everybody. I think I got to 9 in the several months that I was a member, and that wasn't even scratching the surface. So that's why this is so vitally important, to where Mr. Dower will be able to connect with people and say, oh, here's something that's coming up the line, tell me about it, rather than, remember, our board members are, in essence, volunteers, okay? So all of them have a day job. And so I so appreciate everyone's assistance to Mr. Dower as he takes this role on. It's daunting for everyone, but it's particularly daunting because of the task that's before us, which is to save lives.
Does anyone else have anything before I'm looking at the board.
I have one more.
Good, come on down. Now, we got 15 more minutes. I promised 10:45.
It won't take me that long, and I will apologize now for the folks that are going to be offended by this comment. I know some of the funding has been talked about being used for jail fees, which, in my opinion, I think is completely wrong. I think you focus on the folks that are suffering from addiction and prevention measures. But if it's going to be used for jail fees, are we only going to focus on those cases that are drug related then?
So I can speak to in the process of formulating the memorandum of understanding, which was a negotiated process between our office on behalf of the state and representatives of all 55 counties, and I believe all but 2 or 3 municipalities in the state. And through that process, the very long list of approved uses was developed. One of those was an ability to use, and I'm blanking on the percentage now, but I think it's 50%, no more than 50% of the money received from the 24.5% that goes directly to the cities and counties, was made available to the counties and folks to be able to use to help offset correctional facility expenses.
Correct.
That was a give and take process. It is obviously a large expense that is borne by cities and counties here in the state. But it was very important, particularly to our office, to make sure that no more than 50% of that money was used for that. So that there was money available to do things other than simply take a bill off the budget. So that there was money there to be used for programs that are designed to help those most in need. So the answer to your question is, yes, they are allowed to be used for those fees up to 50%. There is not in the memorandum of understanding.
So there are no stipulations.
There is not a stipulation in terms of trying to assign a portion of those costs directly to drug addiction. That simply wasn't something that was.
No, my point being, if you're paying jail fees, is it the only case, are only going to cover the cases that are drug related? Is my point. So if it's assault and battery, then should it be covered? Probably not under this funding, based on the source of the funding.
So that was not specifically addressed in the memorandum of understanding. The idea was that the county has a regional jail expense, but that no more than 50% of the money could be used to cover that expense.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate your comments.
That's what's not.
Our MC has left the podium.
I apologize. I apologize. We got a question that I'm going to get you to answer it.
We can just close the meeting then.
Yeah.
This board's process, this region's process.
Yeah.
So if the
That's what we're-
municipalities want to nominate her as the representative,
Yeah.
that's up to them.
Okay, we received a question, and as you look at the list, there's only 16 out of 26. We did receive a question that, are we still able to volunteer for the project review committee? The question would be in front of this group, whether you wanted to open it up, but you would have to have either the counties vote and nominate, or since this is coming from a city, the cities in that county would have to nominate. My question is, we already had the election, do you want to reopen or not? It doesn't matter to me that you could see there are openings. And I'm not gonna make that decision. Unless there's a motion and then a second to reconsider and opening it up, that's what we would have to have. Because that's the fairest way.
Tom,
Yes.
just a question. This group did not
Have
vote
a list.
on the committee members. This group did not vote on the committee members.
Oh, right.
You just voted on the process
Right,
to establish
right.
the project
How
review
did you get
committee.
those names?
We had a process and we had a period of time where we sent out
Gotcha.
emails and then they had a certain time to submit them.
Right.
Right, so we only worked on the process.
So the municipalities within whatever county that the question came from would need to get together
Okay.
and decide if that's who they want to nominate on behalf of the municipalities.
Okay, did you hear that? Basically, if the cities in that county, and then they could nominate a person and then submit it. Yes, that way we only voted on the process and this individual's, okay? So that would be up to your cities in your county.
Can we get a list of who's on that advisory committee? I know we went through and read everybody, but I didn't have a list.
We will
would like
send
to
it,
know.
yeah, we will immediately
Okay.
send that out to you, okay?
Yeah, I'd
Agnes,
like to know who's representing our area.
I can
Marion
tell you-
County municipality.
there is no one representing the city or the counties in Marion County.
Okay,
Thank
So
you.
I do think we need to get together then. So we would do that on our own?
Yes, and document it, so
Okay.
that way we
Okay.
have a process. Okay.
Are you able to send us out, I'm sorry, a list of the cities and municipalities in Marion County that are participating on this committee?
Sure.
There
We will.
isn't anybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the problem.
and then
What?
I'll get together with them.
No, what we could send you is the list of cities that are getting funding, which are allowed to vote for a rep.
Okay.
Yeah, that we can do. Agnes, do you have a question? Agnes, did you have a question?
No, I said that will work.
Okay.
Right. Yep, so with this funding, if we were to, we pay undercover drug task force people with this funding?
Hold on. The two people are putting their minds together.
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 headlines, and under those 12 headlines, under the MOU, there's pretty broad expectations. Yeah.
Law enforcement.
Law enforcement is a
is a-
specifically included approved purpose.
I don't think sitting here, we could give you the up or down on that. It'd probably be a.
Yeah, and that's something that we're obviously happy to look at. You know, I can go back through the MOU and look at that in a little more detail, and happy to get you a more definitive answer on that.
Because that did come up as to whether or not we could use part of that funds for an undercover guy to fight drugs.
Fair enough. We will be back in touch.
We did
Now,
submit. Go ahead.
Is that in the municipality monies that you're asking that?
Yeah.
Outside the First Foundation?
Correct. Yeah, that would be,
Okay.
that's my understanding of the question is that would refer to the money received directly by the municipalities of the county. Yeah.
Would you mind checking on another use of it for us, since you're gonna do that one?
Can we set up like an email where people could do that instead of talking about?
Okay.
Okay.
Something like that.
Sure.
Maybe there's like an ethics check on the use of the funds, and then it goes to one centralized question. and-
Yeah, I think ultimately we're going to have that on the website. You can see the website is extremely basic right now. But yes, we anticipate having a portal and working with our auditor's office and others to assist in those specific questions. But right now, as far as the QSF, because that's the only monies that have gone out, I would strongly encourage going through those issues on the MOU. And if it falls under that, my hunch is you're going to be all right.
There are 10 core strategies that came with the documentation. And I can tell you, Montague County has just opened up the application process for our county, and we are adding this to the application process to make sure, and they must check off which of the core strategies they are applying for. So that is a good question. I'm looking, is there any other questions before I move on? Seeing none, I don't want to put proposal next meeting date. If needed, we will send out something to you. It appears that we're trying to meet quarterly. However, I am going to ask a favor. If Agnes Queen and Christy Tenney, since I know both you, I do not believe I should be in charge of the project review committee. I think that would be inappropriate. However, I'm going to ask if the two of you would co-chair how you're going to meet with your 16 members down the road. Now, again, there's really nothing that has to be done until this comes out, but once that comes out, then it would be you all making your own decisions and then going to the 16 people to decide how you want to meet from there. So our meeting here would be separate from your meeting, and then there'd be no sort of concern that Mon County is running the application process and review committee. So is that okay, Christy and Agnes, if I could refer that to you and I'll send you all the information? That's one less thing I have to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. That solves that problem. So We do not know what our next meeting date is. Hopefully it'll be in 4 months. This seems to be working well. Unless there's anything else, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. We could stay afterwards to talk, but that way I promised you, you're getting out 4 minutes early, and we still have 10 minutes left on the parking, so you'll be able to pay your parking fee. So again, thank you so much. This is an amazing group of people, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
They do ticket, and they do test.
And you'll have, yes. I think it worked so well. And that way, this gives them a general sense of